Namaste. Welcome to yoga with a few chickens and a rooster. Just a reminder to listen to your body, rest when needed, challenge yourself, and remember to breathe. So when you're ready, we're actually going to start in child's pose today. So child's pose is we're going to draw our big toes together. Knees are nice wide apart. Our sit bones are kind of resting over those heels, or at least reaching to, with your forehead on the mat. And if that's not possible for you, an option is to stack your fists. So your choice for your child, but we're just going to take a moment to be intentional with our breath. You're going to set your intention for today's practice. Then we're going to walk your fingertips forward. We're going to tuck those toes under and make your way up to downward facing dog. So easy downward facing dog. We're still needing to warm up. From here, we're going to come forward to plank. Coming down to our knees, big toes together and back into child's pose. Just easy. We're gonna tuck your toes under, back up to downward facing dog. Again, not forcing anything, an easy downward facing dog. Forward to plank, down to our knees, big toes together and back into child's pose. So from here, we're gonna tuck your toes under, come back to downward facing dog. We're gonna walk those hands towards your feet. So as many hand steps as you need to travel towards the back of your mat. Knees are bent, hands on the mat, hands on shins, opposite elbows, or grab a block. We're just gonna shake your head yes and no. Letting go of tension, resistance. And then we're in a large circle sweep up, reaching high to the sky. Hands at heart center. We're gonna bend through your knees and your hips. So soften those knees. We're gonna take a look at the top of your mat. We're gonna walk those hands forward into plank. Find your plank. We're gonna come down to our knees. Big toes together, back into child's pose. Tucking those toes under, back to down facing dog. Then we're gonna walk those hands back to join your feet. So as many hand steps as you need. We're just warming up the spine here. Easy forward fold. Challenge your hamstrings a bit, yes, but don't force it. And then wide circle sweep up, reaching high to the sky. Hand at our center. Bending through your knees and your hips back into an easy forward fold. Take a look at the top of your mat. We're gonna walk those hands forward. Here's your plank. Elbows are tucked under. Feel free to come to your knees. Now we're gonna come to 4-point stop. So it's a traditional, it's like a push-up, but your hands are much closer together. It's triceps. Come on, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lower yourself down. Don't just sink down or plop down. Big toes together, back in a child's pose. Tuck those toes under, back to down facing dog. Forward to plank. 4-point step. Use your elbows in, use your knees if you like. Come on, control it down. Back in a child's pose. Just pause for a moment, feel the stretch. Then we're gonna tuck your toes under, back to down facing dog. Forward to plank. Here's 4-point staff. Come on, squeeze, 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 control it. And then back in a child's pose. Tuck those toes under, back to down facing dog. And from down facing dog, we're gonna step the right foot back. So drawing your left heel back. Left knee, left heel back. We're gonna bring the right foot back down. We're gonna step the left foot back. Feeling the stretch. Bring your left foot back down. Forward to plank. Use 4-point staff. Come on, squeeze. Use your triceps. Control that down. Now we're gonna come back to down facing dog. So we take it out child's pose. Use child's pose if you like. We're gonna step the right foot back. Bring the right foot back down. Stepping your left foot back. Your left foot back down. Forward to plank. Here's 4-point staff, squeeze. Control it down. And then back to down facing dog. We're gonna walk those hands back to join your feet. So as many hand steps as you need. Just traveling along the length of your mat. Forward fold. And sit back in the child's pose. So shift the weight back in the balls of your feet. Heads above your heart, hearts above your tailbone. It can be a high chair, it can be a low chair. Knees are gonna track towards your third toe, your middle toes. Pull those abs in. We're gonna hold chair for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna press up. Tall mountain with your thigh to back bend. We're gonna sit back in a chair. So find that chair. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna press back up. Tall mountain. Tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes with or without a back bend, so your choice. Listen to your body. Sitting back into our final chair of the sequence. Think what your knees are. Hands above your heart, hands above your tailbone, hands on heart center is acceptable. Listen to your body. It's your class. Then we're going to come into forward fold. So bring those hands down. Chest towards your thighs, letting your head hang freely, and lift your sit bones up. So shift the weight all into the balls of all 4 feet. 2 feet, 4 corners of both feet. There you go. Now take a look at the top of your mat. We're going to walk those hands forward, make your way to plank. Now plank. We're going to take your right hand and take your left shoulder. Back to plank. Left hand's going to take your right shoulder. Back to plank. 4-point staff. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Come all the way down. We're going to come back in downward facing dog. Once more, we're going to come forward to plank. Pause. You can choose to stay here. Feel free to come to your knees. So level 1, level 2. Take your right hand, take your left shoulder. Back to plank. Left hand's going to take your right shoulder. Back to plank. Elbows are tucked under. Lower yourself down. We've got 5 lower. So, ready? We're going to come back to plank. So find your plank. I didn't cue that very well, so we're going to start again. We're going to lower ourselves down for a 5 count. So we're going to come down. Ready? So slow it. Feel free to come to your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're on the mat. We make contact. Back to down facing dog. We're going to walk those hands back to join your feet. So nice and slow. Here's forward fold. Then I'm going to sit back in a chair. So we're going to hold that chair position. Think about where your knees are going. We've got 5 to go here. We're going to press up to tall mountain. So we're going to keep your arms high, reaching to the sky, tailbone tucked under with or without a back bend. Try not to sink to your knees though. So listen to your body. You can feel free to bring your hands on either side of your low back. Your choice. Coming back to tall mountain, sitting back in a chair. So drop your tailbone down. Think about where your knees are tracking, really engaging all your quads. Pull your belly button in. We have 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to prop back up. Here's tall mountain, with or without a back bend. Listen to your body. Last time, we're going to sit back into our final chair of the sequence. Heads above your heart. Pull your belly button in. We have 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. So draw those hands towards your feet, towards your shins, towards your block. Lift your sit bones up. Now take a look at the top of your mat. We're going to walk those hands forward. We're going to make your way to plank. So find your plank. We've got plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stay here. Feel free to come to your knees. Left hand's going to take your right shoulder. Back to plank. Right hand's going to take your left shoulder. Back to plank. Now we're going to lower yourself down. 5 count. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're on the mat. Press back to down facing dog. We're going to come forward back into plank. So we've got 5 count here. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's my rooster. Now left hand's going to take your right shoulder. Back to plank. What's going on? Right hand's going to take your left shoulder. Back to plank. Now we're going to walk down to bent out plank. So come down to right elbow forearm, followed by your left. Pausing for a moment, pull your belly button in. We have 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand with your shoulder followed by your left. We're going to come back into plank. High plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand's going to come down. Bentable plank followed by your right. Bentable plank. Feel free to come to your knees. Pull your shoulder blades back. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand followed by your right. Walk back up to high plank. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lower yourself down. Count 5. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into child's pose. How are your arms feeling? Now we're going to tuck your toes under. Back to downward facing dog. We're going to step the right foot back. We're going to bring the right knee towards your forehead. So scoop your abs in, round and flex your spine like a cat. Pause. Look forward and now step your right foot through. So lower lunge. So both sets toes are facing forward. Draw that left leg back. Now you can choose to stay here, hands on your mat. Feel free to come down to your left knee. Others, you're gonna slowly sweep your arms back and up and make your way to high lunge. So draw your shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders. Think about that nice long straight line. To do so, you should feel the left groin stretch. The right knee wants to track towards that second and third toe. So use all of the quads. We're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands at heart center. So you're still holding a lunge. We're just giving your arms a bit of a break. Press your palms together. Forearms are parallel with the mat. You're still in lunge. Bring your left leg back. Pull those abs in. Bring those ears back. Now we're going to bring your hands down to either side of that right foot. So lower lunge. We're going to step back to plank. So find your plank. Left hand is going to take your right shoulder. Come back to plank. Right hand's going to take your left shoulder. Back to plank. We're going to lower yourself down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back to downward facing dog. We're going to come forward to plank. Leading with your left hand, we're going to walk down to bent double plank, followed by your right. We've got 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take your left hand, followed by your right, walk up to high plank. We should have 2 counts of 5 because I forgot to count the first 5. So we got 5 here. 4, 3, 2, 1 more count of 5 here. Starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna lower yourself down for a count of 5. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into downward facing dog. Now we're gonna step your left foot back. Then we're gonna bring your left foot through. So both sets still stay facing forward. You're gonna choose to keep your hands here. Others are gonna slowly make your way up. High lunge, feel free to come to your right knee. Draw those shoulders back to really feel the right groin stretch. Draw your right leg back. Really feel the reach of the right glute. Left knee's tracking towards what? That third toe. You should be able to see your big toe. We're gonna hold here for 5. Abs engaged for 4, 3, 2, and when we're still in lunge, we're gonna do your hands at heart center. Just giving the arms a break. Still pressing your palms together. Engaging your chest here. 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna your hands down either side of that left foot. Lower lunge. We're gonna step back to plank. Now we're gonna change it up. We're gonna shift yourself forward and come into chaturangas. So bring the lower rib cage over your thumbs. Roll your shoulders back. Come into cobra. Come to rest on the top of the feet. Use your back here. And then tuck your toes under back in downward facing dog. We're gonna walk those hands back to join your feet. Those many hand steps as you need. Sitting back in a chair, so shift the weight back in the balls of your feet. And drop the sit bones down. Challenge it. Heads above your heart. Think about your knees are tracking. Now hands at heart center. We're gonna engage the calf muscles here. So we're gonna shift forward and lift your heels off the mat. Trying to bring your shoulders back, let your knees shift forward and sink down. Maybe a few bounces. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's forward fold. Plant your heels. Forward fold. Come on, lift your tailbone up. We're gonna shake your head yes and no. And then big swan dive up. Reaching high to the sky. Hands at heart center. And then walk those hands down. We're gonna take a look at the top of your mat. Walk those hands forward into plank. So find your plank. Elbows are tucked under. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand is gonna take your left shoulder. Back to plank. Left hand's gonna take your right shoulder. Back to plank. We're gonna walk down, right elbow form, followed by your left. Lower plank. We're gonna immediately walk back up to high plank. Now walk down with your left. Lower plank. Immediately leading with your left, walk up to high plank. Doing that once more. So leading with your right hand, walk down to lower plank. Pause. Then leading with your right hand, followed by your left, walk up to high plank. Finishing it off, leading with your left hand, walking down to lower plank. Pause for a moment. Then leading with your left, walk up to high plank. We're gonna shift forward. Here's your chaturanga. Squeeze, 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 squeeze through to cobra. Back to down facing dog. We're gonna step the right foot back. We're gonna step the right foot through for lower lunge. So you choose on the knee, hands here. We're gonna sweep those arms up. So your choice is your lunge. Listen to your body. you go, a little bit of wind. And then we're gonna carbo those hands. Now we're gonna step your left foot forward and step your right foot back. So we're gonna switch out of that lunge. And then make your way up to high lunge. Throw your shoulders back. Pausing for a moment. We're gonna bring those hands down. We're gonna step the right foot through, step your left foot back, make your way back into that first original lunge. High lunge, low lunge, your choice. Now we're gonna draw your elbows out to your side. So a chance to stretch your chest. So again, here doesn't matter, but I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades together, open up your chest. Now you can choose to stay here. Or, you ready? Leading with your left knee, we're gonna bring your left knee down to touch the mat and come back up. Don't bounce, but be deliberate. Now, we're gonna again, come back down, tag and touch, and come back up nice and slow. We got a 5 count down, a 5 count up. You ready? Think about where your ears are. So we're gonna come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tag up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching your hand to the ceiling, your hands at right center, hands down to the mat, and step back in down facing dog. We're gonna flow it just once through, forward to plank, shift forward, here's your chaturanga, through to cobra, and back in down facing dog. We're gonna step the left foot back. So 3-legged dog, and then step your left foot through for lower lunge. You can choose to stay here, come down, come to that right knee, we're gonna sweep those hands up. So find your high lunge, draw your right leg back, think about your ears, feel the groin stretch. Where's your left knee tracking? How's your core? And then we're gonna slowly bring your hands down either side of that left foot. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot back. Here's your lower lunge. Sweep those arms back and up, high lunge. So take a moment. And then we're gonna bring those hands down. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot back. And then sweep those arms up. Find your high lunge. We're gonna pause. And now we're gonna draw your elbows out. So again, chest to just open up your chest. Try not to lean forward. We're gonna bring that right knee down. Simply down for the tag, the touch, and then bring yourself back up. We're gonna do that once more, just so you get a feeling of how much space, how distance. So come down for the tag and come back up. Now we got a 5 count down, a 5 count up. Ready? So we're gonna come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands at our center, hands to the ceiling, hands to the sky. Then bring those hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Flow at once, forward to plank. Shift forward, here's your chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And back to downward facing dog. We're gonna walk those hands up between your feet. Here's forward fold. Walk those hands up. Make your way to mountain. Find your mountain. I'm gonna shift the weight over to your left foot. Think about your balance and bring your right foot off. Just take a moment to kind of adjust. Feel your balance. A little bit of distraction from my rooster. Make your way back to mountain. Then shift over to your right foot. Bring your left foot off. Take a moment to just adjust. And then make your way back to mountain. Then we're going to standing stick. So we're going to keep your arms elevated throughout to keep that heart rate elevated. So interlace your fingers and keep your pointer fingertips out. Arms on either side of your ears. Yes, Joel. Now we're going to take a step forward with your left foot. This is your standing leg. So really rooting the 4 quarters of the foot, pull your left knee back. Now shift the weight forward into your left foot. And then when you're ready, we're going to kick your right foot back and hinging forward as you kick those right toes behind you. Point your right toes. We're going to hold standing stick for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly come up, having the right foot find the mat behind you. We're going to walk your left foot back. Keep your arms here. Switch. So we're going to step your right foot forward, your toe, your right knee back. This is your standing leg. That's what Joel thinks of standing stick. Now shift forward into your right foot. Kick your left toe back. Pull your belly button in. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to have your left foot find the mat behind you. And then we're going to step your right foot back. And then think about what thumb is crossing over. Take a look. Ready, we're going to release. Find your mountain. Sorry for the distractions. Are you ready? Inhale, circle, sweep up. We're going to cross the other thumb over This is gonna feel a bit unnatural because you tend to start with the one that feels a bit more natural. Okay, now we're gonna step the right foot forward. That's your standing leg. Pull your right knee back. Now kick your left toe behind you and hinging forward for standing stick. Kick your left leg maybe a little higher. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Have your left foot find the mat behind you. Step your right foot back. Arms stay here to keep your heart rate elevated. Switch legs. Left foot, your standing leg is going to come forward. Rooting the 4 corners. Pull your left knee back. Anticipate the weight, the work. And then ready to kick the right toes behind you, hinging. Pull your belly button in. We have 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly come up. Have the right foot find the mat behind you. Left foot's going to join you. And now release those arms. Take a moment to just find your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Then when you're ready, we're going to walk those hands down. Find your forward fold. Take a look behind you. We're going to take a look forward. Walk those hands forward. Into plank. 4-point staff. Just lowering yourself down with control. And then back to downward facing dog. Now we're going to come into warrior. So we're going to step the right foot back. Step your right foot forward and turn that left foot forward for 45 degrees, maybe 90. But you really want all of the foot flat. In particular, the left little toe, that's your anchor. Now you're going to sweep those hands forward. Let your left hip side forward. Here's warrior 1. We're going to turn and come into warrior 2. So checking, hands on your hips and straighten your right leg. So those right toes are pointed forward and the left foot's 45 degrees or so. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Tuck the tailbone under. Pull those abs in. Now, take your arms long. Palms facing down, and fingertips and thumbs are together. So hands are flat. Now, through your shoulders, you're going to turn and roll your shoulders back. Roll those palms up. So it doesn't just come from your wrist, it's your whole arm. So again, palm down, palm up. One more time. Ready? Palm down, palm up. So feel the arms move. Now, take your gaze and look over your right hand. Now you can choose to stay here or take your right knee into a lunge position. So the knee goes into lunge, not the upper body. Shoulders still stay over your wrists. Oh, shoulder stays over your hips. There you go. So the right knee's going to track towards what? That third toe. Now let's pull your left knee back. We start to sink into your left knee. So this is a good warrior 2, tailbone tucked under. And just a check. Think about the alignment of your feet. There's a plexiglass in front of you and behind you. Okay, otherwise it's going to be too wide. Now, we're going to take it and we're going to reach forward with your right hand. So let your shoulder now move forward. We're going to take your right hand to the ceiling and take your left hand behind you. So here's a reverse warrior. A chance to just stretch that right side of your body. If your legs are screaming, you can take the right leg out of a lunge. So again, you're reaching through your up to your right hand and down through your left hand. We're going to come back to warrior 2. Okay, so find your warrior 2, whatever you need. Okay, found it. Once more. So a check, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. You're going to turn and look over your right hand. Just see if you can see your right big toe. If you can't, you're going to either reposition your right foot or turn it out. Now ready? We're going to turn so your palms are down and now palms are up. Again, the whole arm, both arms are involved in that. Pull those abs in. Keep your core engaged. So much going on with warrior 2 with let your belly go. Come on, keep the core strong. Now, we're going to move through your torso. So move and let your right arm reach. Now we're going to flip it. Bring your right hand to the ceiling and your left hand's going to come behind your left knee to give that right side of your body a good stretch. Feel free to straighten your right leg. Reverse warrior. Now we're going to bring the right arm inside your thigh. Don't bring the hand down to the mat. So you're going to hover, but this is your bind. The arm and the leg are going to press. Now let your left shoulder roll back and stack your arms to now reach your left hand to the ceiling. Palm is going to face forward. Pull your left knee back. How's that left quad? How's that left little toe? We're going to hold here for 5, 4, hot angle for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to make way back to warrior 2. So again, remember, shoulders over hips. Feel free, use your arms, whatever you need. And then we're going to cartwheel those hands, meaning hands simply come on either side of your left foot. So both sets of toes facing forward. So let your left foot pivot, lower lunge, and step back to plank. Find your plank. 4-point staff, down on the mat. Back to downward facing dog. And now we're going to step that left foot back. So step your left foot back. Step your left foot through for lower lunge. Remember to flip that right foot. All the foot's in contact with the mat. especially the right little toe. Then sweep your arms up. Here's warrior one. You're gonna let your right hip slide forward. Then we're gonna open to warrior two. Just as we did on the right side, we're gonna take our time. So hands on your hips and straighten your left leg. So tuck your tailbone under, pull your core in, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. So you're not kind of willy wonky. That's not a word. Arms are long, palms facing down to start, and hands are flat. No starfish. Now, through your shoulders, you're gonna turn so your palms are facing up. So the whole arm moved, you ready? Palms facing down again, and then turn so your palms are facing up. Now, you can choose to stay here as you look at your left hand, or adding on some difficulty, you're gonna take your left leg into a lunge. Now the left leg only comes into the lunge. We don't lean forward just yet. So your shoulders are still over your hips. Your arms are still long. Use your upper body strength. Come on, hold them here. Don't let them sink down. I know it's hard. Pull your core in. Now let's pull the right knee back because we start to sink into your right knee and you let go of your quads there. There's a lot going on. Warrior two is a powerful pose. We don't give it nearly enough credit. We're gonna hold for 5, 4. Do you see your left big toe? If not, reposition. Left knee's tracking towards that third toe. It's probably a count of 5. So now we're gonna move forward with your left hand and then take your left hand to the ceiling and right hand's gonna come behind your right leg. So left hand reaching up, right hand reaching down. You can choose to straighten your left leg or stay in a lunge. Now come back to warrior two. So setting up warrior two, again, you can come back to the starting position. If you feel like you've already got it, we're gonna turn so palms are facing down, palms are facing up. So let your shoulders be engaged. Think about your left knee in that lunge. How's the core? Come on, suck your abs in. Don't just pull them in, but imagine you're drawing your belly button in through the spine. Nice strong corset here. Arms, I know, you're holding them here. Hold them strong, strong, powerful warrior arms. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna take your left hand, we're gonna reach forward, flip it, and then bring your left hand to the ceiling and right hand comes behind. If you wanna give your left leg a break here, that's a chance. Reaching opposite directions. Go and reach, reach, reach. Stretch your left side of your body. Then we're gonna bring your left arm beside your thigh. Think about to stack your shoulders, reaching in opposite directions. Here's how an angle. So from your sternum out, left arm is a bind to hold here to let your right shoulder roll back a bit more. So you're not rolling forward, you're rolling back. Now reach, right through your right, reach through your right, reach through your left. You're not going anywhere because you're actively reaching the same amount. Hot angle for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna come back to warrior two. Find your warrior two. And then we're gonna cartwheel those hands either side of your left foot, pivot your right foot, lower lunge, step back to plank. So find your plank, 4-point staff, control it. And then we're gonna press back to down facing dog. We're gonna step that right foot back. But this time we're gonna bring your right hand outside of your right foot outside your right hand, there you go. So it's kind of a diagonal lunge. Come down to your left knee. We're gonna lower yourself down to bring that right shoulder, right knee together. Just gonna lower yourself down to really engage a bit more of the hip for lizard. Now let your right knee roll up. So lifting the bottom of the foot off the mat, you're gonna come to rest on the outside of your foot. You're externally rotating that hip to stretch it. You can choose to stay here. You can come down to elbow and forearms. You come up off that left knee, it's your choice, but you let that rotation of that hip happen. Remembering to breathe. Challenge it, absolutely. Breathing in and breathing out. We have 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly bring that right knee back to that shoulder. And we're going to step back and down facing dog. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to step your left foot back and bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Come down to your right knee and lowering that lower body. So bring the shoulder and the knee together. Now let your left knee roll it to the side. Lifting the bottom of the foot. Now take a moment to respect this side. Don't compare it to the other side. We tend to have one side that's a bit more tighter than the other. You need to come down to your left elbows and forearms. Come up off your right knee. And really challenge it. We're going to hold here for 5. Breathing. And then we're going to slowly bring the knee back to shoulder. We're gonna come back to down facing dog. We're gonna stretch out with pigeon pose now. So we're gonna step your right foot back and we're gonna bring your right knee towards that right wrist. Right leg comes across your mat. Walk your left leg back. So we're trying to keep your left hip kind of square. So walk those hands behind your right knee, right foot to set your pelvis, and come down to left elbow, forearm first. Now let that left hip slide forward, and then come down to your right. So we're stretching the right glute, right butt cheek. You can choose to stay here, you can come down. So just take a moment. We're not gonna rush it. We're gonna hold it for about 30 seconds. So we've got time to kind of draw that left leg back a bit more. Kind of roll to your right hip to feel that fall away, and then roll more forward, more into that left hip. If you need to, come back up and just let that left hip slide down and reset your left elbow. Challenge this stretch here. Got about 10 more seconds to go. Now this is your side knee to your left. You're gonna stay here. Others, we're gonna slowly come up. And then we're gonna come up back to downward facing dog, maybe giving that right leg a good kick out. Now we're gonna step your left leg back and bring your left knee forward. And then walk your right leg back. We're gonna walk your hands behind your left foot, left knee. I just feel like it sets your pelvis a bit better. Then we're gonna come down to right elbow forearm, so let your right hip slide forward, followed by your left. Now we're gonna feel it through the left glute, left butt cheek. Open up my time. We're gonna hold it for a minimum of 30 seconds. Give yourself some time to kind of challenge it, maybe roll to your left hip, and then come back, coming back up maybe, and setting that right pelvis a little bit more further forward. So really find that stretch. Hopefully you warmed up your legs well today during class. And it's easier to stretch, and it's safer to stretch warmer muscles than it is cold muscles. Just a few more seconds. This is your side knee, it's extra love. You're gonna stay here. Otherwise, we're gonna slowly come up. Yep. And then we're gonna tuck those right toes under, bring the right knee up, and kick back to three-leg downward facing dog. Maybe giving your left leg a kick. Then we're gonna come down to our knees. We're gonna walk your hands underneath your shoulders and come to tabletop. So tabletop is kind of like a crawling position. We're gonna pull the belly button in. We're gonna round and flex your spine and come into cat. Just a chance to open up those discs. And let your belly go. We're gonna roll your shoulders back, coming into cow. Then we're gonna come back into cat. And then back into cow. And then finding that neutral. Here's your tabletop. We're gonna bring your knees off the mat to hover. Looking forward, soften your elbows, look forward. We've got 5 to go here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna come down to our knees. We're gonna roll ourselves over onto our backs. Knees into chest, head and spine resting on the mat. We're gonna bring your hands down to your sides and press your feet up towards the ceiling. So trying to have the balls of your feet over your hips, a chance to really just stretch your hamstrings. Scoop your abs in. And then we're gonna bring your knees in. Bring your knees out to your armpits to scoop your rib cage. We're gonna bring your knees back together. We're gonna release one heel, followed by the other. Let your feet fall away from midline, hands down to your sides. We're gonna take a moment to soften your gaze. Perhaps close your eyes. And we're simply gonna breathe in and breathe out. Again, we're simply gonna breathe in. Feeling the chest rise and expand. The calmness, peacefulness. then slowly, when you're ready, we're going to open our eyes. Take a moment to adjust. We're going to roll over to one side in the pose of the unborn child, whatever side you choose. And then we're going to bring yourself up to a seated position. Crossing your legs, however's comfortable for you. Hands at our center. And I say namaste to you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. Just a reminder, don't forget to subscribe to Everyday Life Yoga with Kim. And hit that notification button, the little bell sign. Leave a comment, shoot me an email or a text for any suggestions, what you liked, what you didn't like. And thank you for sharing your energy with my chickens and Joel the rooster. Have a great day.